And this is Rich from Tennessee Homestead. Got done with the morning chores and was checking back here, getting ready to transport some guys over to the barn, and gals. Pardon me, I didn't want to offend any of these. Anyway, this is a chick update. Looks like the hatch is pretty much ended. The last little chick to hatch out seemed to be pretty weak. Matter of fact, I don't know if I can get a shot of him, but he's right here. Don't peck me, you little son of a gun. He came out a little weak, and actually after he hatched, he kind of passed out in his eggshell, and I was out working, and when I came back in, the shell had dried to his back, and looked like he had two shells for wings. He or she. Little thing's already got a pretty good crown, so I'm guessing it's going to be a rooster. But anyway, so getting the eggshell cleaned off of him, it took a little doing, and poor guy ended up kind of downlessing a few spots on his back. I was really nervous about putting him in with the rest of these guys, because I thought, well, you know, that he wasn't going to do well, and might get pecked on and hurt or killed by the other chicks. Turns out quite the opposite. He's kind of molded right into the group. I can see him right there with my little NASCAR chick. And if anybody does any pecking, it seems to be him. So they're doing real good. They're getting ready to make the transition now over to the larger brooder in the barn. As you can see, not a lot of space in here for them, but they're doing really well. Matter of fact, their little things are getting fat. The feed we've got them on is totally organic, non-GMO chick starter. A little bit more expensive, you know, for what it is. I think it ran about $7 for a 5-pound bag. But I'd rather get them on a good start, and heaven only knows what else, you know, they stick in that feed. I know there's a lot of clay ends up in it and so forth. But I'd taken them out to clean this last night when I got home from work, and yes, that's true. I do work part-time, and after about 9 hours of tossing around feed bags, it was like I had some things I needed to get done around here, and I knew that if I set my old butt down, I was never going to get my old butt back up before bed, so I just kind of kept after it, and these guys had made an absolute mess out of this thing, so we needed to get it cleaned out for them, and did the usual check for pasty butt. Happy to say not one of them suffering any symptoms of that sort of stuff. So far so good. Like I said, the hatch really started Saturday night, and this is Wednesday morning, and they're doing real good. Like I said, I need to get them out of here to get them a little more running space, because right now as they run around, they're just primarily running over the top of each other because it's too small of an area. But I think that's probably going to be about it for the hatch. I had a few eggs that were they were beginning to peck out of their shells, and all that had stopped. I'm assuming that the chicks inside didn't make it. It seemed like the a few of them, it just didn't much work out. The one little fella I was kind of concerned was not going to make it, but he seems to be doing really fine. Drinking, eating, other than a little down he was missing from getting the eggshell off of him. He seems to be doing just fine. He's been accepted in by the rest of the chicks, and I really like that little NASCAR chick. That little thing gets to moving. I got a couple of favorites that I think I'm going to be keeping. I've got a buff mix over here that has a real bright white head, kind of cute. Yes, Yes, they'll probably be more like pet chickens than anything else. But don't get me wrong, when it comes time to cull, it'll happen to them sooner or later. But you know, we're realistic here. But a few of them are pretty cute. But all in all, it was a successful hatch. Chicks are doing real good, and we're happy with it. At least we know the roosters are good and fertile, and we can start processing and doing things like selling fertile eggs, and we're going to be selling some of these little cuties in the box here, because I definitely do not want to double the size of my flock, and that's about what we would have going on here right now. But yeah, they're doing real well, so I thought I'd post this up and let you know, so that we're a few days after the hatch here, and chicks are alive well and going great. I did want to tell you about the water. We do run some electrolytes in the chicks' water and some probiotics, which seems to be helping with the pasty butt. Good high quality feed, and you know, electrolytes and probiotics, you know, seem to help keeping the chicks real healthy. So you might want to consider it when you're doing incubation of setting up accordingly. But they got to get moved. They outgrew this thing very rapidly, just by sheer numbers. So we're getting ready to move them into a. Actually, they're going to be being moved into a 150-gallon watering tank, set up in the barn, and they'll go from there. Alrighty, you folks have a great day, and this is Rich from Tennessee Homestead. Talk to you later.